This tutorial lays out the steps to create the piston in CATIA. Open up a new part, little piston. Enter sketch in the YZ plane. Draw your basic profile using spline. Using the arc command, constrain an arc as follows. The point of origin of the arc should be constrained by coincident to the vertical line directly above it. Enter these dimensions. Check to see if constrained. Apparently it's not fully constrained. The arc was not constrained. The radius is 189. Cursor here has highlighted the coincidental constraint between the point of origin of the arc and the vertical line directly above it. Using the revolve command, select the axis as shown. Enter into the YZ plane once again and create 5 squares. Use the constraints as shown. Use Project 3D Element Silhouette Edges to constrain the vertical faces of the squares as shown. Make sure to include all these constraints. Exit Sketcher and use the Groove command and select the appropriate axis. Select the YZ plane and now enter Sketcher. Using Project Silhouette Edges, the reference point can be centered once again using equidistant at point in the constraint definition bar. Constrain the centered hole reference point 27 millimeters from the bottom. Exit out of Sketcher. Now choose the point and use it to create 2 parallel planes to the XZ plane and the YZ plane. You do this using parallel through point. This will create a plane system through the center of your object. Enter the ZX plane in Sketch and place a point on the outside edge of the part using Project Silhouette Edges. Place it the appropriate distance from the bottom of the part. This will represent the hole location. This point will allow for a plane to be placed that will be used to place the holes. Once again, using parallel through point, select the appropriate point and the appropriate plane. Choosing the plane that was just created, select the hole command. Now adjust the hole to the specified diameter in the diagram and enter the sketcher. Constrain this hole to the previously defined point. Make sure to choose up to last. Choose the same plane once again. Choose the same plane and create a 36 diameter hole with a 4 millimeter depth. Once again, look into Sketcher. And constrain so that it is coincident. This hole is then mirrored using the centered YZ plane. Choosing a ZX plane that was centered in the part. Use Project 3D Elements to project the edge onto our sketch surface. Create a square that is constrained to the end of the projected edge. Make sure the edge that was projected is a construction element. Do the same process on the other side. Now choose the inside vertical edges of each square and choose the Z-axis and use symmetry. Constrain where necessary. Exit Sketcher, choose the Revolve command, and choose the axis that the holes lie on. Now the inner extrusion is created, and the part is now complete.